cool just to get like, here's a Star Wars bounty hunter movie. Like
It would be.
like leave the Fets out of it. Like this is like you know, like Greedo and stuff, like all those guys that were like you know, there's a core group of like these alien bounty hunters that would be cool just to be like, hey, here's just a one-off movie of just like this group of like bounty hunters is doing something cool.
Like Bosk.
Yeah.
Who needs to get a pair of shoes because he never wears shoes.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But it's just like, it would be cool.
Bosk solo, Greedo solo.
Yeah, it would just be cool to see like, hey, this movie is going to be a cool movie. It's totally out of, like, it has really nothing to do with the canon. We're not going to shoehorn this in of like, oh, they did this and so the rebels could do this or whatever. No, they're just like bounty hunter. Maybe it's like the Sith hires them and they're like, hey, we need you to kill Maul because he's gone crazy.
That would be genuinely
and
interesting.
You could. Oh, okay. Now I'm actually super into this movie. All right. God,
there's the reason.
I wanted this to end like 5 minutes ago, but now I'm about to go on this whole thing.
I can make this a separate thing.
Okay. So.
Because I still have to add like the skyscraper thing in too.
So picture this.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like yeah, you got like your Bosks and all that jazz. I forget all their names, like Boss Greedo.
You got Boss Greedo. You've got there's a droid, and I want to call him I-88, but I'm pretty sure that's a highway.
To be honest, I only know from watching like
Lego Star Wars.
Yeah, the Lego Star Wars stuff. So it's like, can you imagine like the, you know, one of the high up Sith or like, right? There's a whole like Maul's kind of snapped from being like cut in half. He's like
well,
fuck the Sith.
He's not part of the Sith anymore anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like fuck the Sith. He kind of like is making his own thing. He's like killing everyone. And it's like he like hits a Sith thing just like get some resources, and they're like shit, we have to stop Maul. And they're like, well, we're not going to send our people. Let's send these bounty hunters. Could you imagine like almost like a Predator type movie where it's like you have these bounty hunters that are trying to like kill Darth Maul. Yeah, and you've got like they're in a planet. It's like this is Darth Maul's planet, and he's just like, and they're like hunting for him. They're like trying to like talk to the locals, and like the locals refuse because it's like Maul's kind of become like this recluse where it's like no one wants to like talk to him or deal with him.
Does he have a team of people or is he a one man?
I imagine Maul would be like, he probably has like a couple close people, but for the most part it's like just him, like because one thing I would imagine that like he's probably like he's now insane and just like hyper like violent and
murdery. Getting cut in half to do that.
Yeah, and so he's like there's a few people he still trusts. Like I would imagine he probably has like close like family that he still trusts.
Well, he's got his brother.
Yeah, but like for the most part, it's probably like the people on the planet just like fear the shit out of him, and like they don't want to talk about it because they're like, well, Maul's going to find out and murder me in my sleep. And so they're like, and yeah, it's like, could you imagine like they go through and all it's just like you just hear like the spider, they're walking through like a hallway and you just hear like the spider legs like they're like, where is it? And yeah, it just like comes out and just like fucks one up, and they're like, and like, God, you could make a fucking amazing like Predator type movie with Maul versus these.
Should we work for Disney?
No, because they would definitely not.
Let's go down there, tell them to go fuck themselves, and make the movie ourselves.
Like God, now that I'm thinking, I'm like, that's a really good movie.
You know, I'm gonna jump in here as well because he does have a brother. His brother should be the quote unquote like beta fight. Because like that's the Darth Maul's the king. He's running the planet.
Yeah. What if it's like this, where it's like his brother's like, oh, I can lead you to him, and then like halfway through, like it turns out it's like, okay, the brother is actually like he's working with Maul. Then it's like they fight, they kill the brother, which like snaps Maul. Like
see, that's what I'm thinking. I don't think that I forget his name right now. Yeah. It's something. It's like Darth something or other, but he's not a Darth anymore.
No.
Him. It's like Psy.
I know. I know. He's like green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Greenish yellow. I imagine that he would be like he's the imposing threat that's kind of like on the surface of this planet. Like they all get there to look for Maul, and they're just like, we can't talk about it. And they're talking to civilians. They're like, we gotta find Maul. Where is he? Like, just tell us where he's hiding. And they're like, we can't. And then like you have his brother come in and just like fucking slaughters some, like just straight up like slaughters one of the people and they're all like, and it's like, oh my God, and that wasn't even Maul. You said because and you got to do it carefully because you can't make Maul seem impossibly. You can't make him a Hela where he's just throwing knives at his hand. You can't do that.
No.
That's not interesting. So you make him just scary enough with his one lightsaber where he's like, I'm gonna get you. And then yeah, like let's say he escapes. Maybe he's got like a couple other like droids working for him or something. And then yeah, you get to the second act of the movie, and that's the second act of the movie is gonna end with his brother getting killed. And that's when like the fucking like lights go out, and it's like, what the fuck? And it's like Maul's like pulled a planet fucking in front of the sun or something. I don't know. I want some impressive feats of strength.
This is what I think would be like a much more like, alright, how? Because I think once again, I'm essentially being like, this is just like Star Wars Predator, where it's like they show up and they're like, oh, okay, and yeah, it's like maybe like not Maul, but like his brother or whatever is like, I think it's like Sionis or whatever.
Yeah, I know it starts with an S too.
Anyhow, but yeah, it's like, oh, he's, you know, they think that he's the target, so like they're trying to get to him, and like there's a fight, they end up killing him. And could you imagine where it's just like, hey, it's done or whatever, like they kind of like, and then they're heading back to like their ship, and then it's just like, as like they're heading back, it's
Savage Opress.
Okay. Which is like a metal as fuck. But yeah, what if it's like they do that, and then it's like, you know, like they go through or whatever, and they're just like, wow, we're heroes or whatever. Like they're spending the night, and then like and there's like one person's like, oh, so you killed like the Red Devil or whatever, or like whatever they would call me. They're like, what do you mean the red? Like he was green. They're like, oh no. And then like was like, and then all like people just start to like leave, and they're like, oh fuck it, whatever, blah. And it's just like one of them goes back to like check the ship, and is like, and yeah, and then you would have this, you know, like, well, one person kind of like goes back and they're like doing everything, and like they hear the and it's just like, yeah, and it's just like Maul just like fucking like slaughters him. And I once again, I want it to be like Predator, where it's like this is like a trophy kill, where it's like he's like in, because I imagine it would be like the robot, where it's like, and it's like this robot like parts are strewn about, like he's hanging parts from like the ceiling or whatever. So it's like the others get back, they're like, what the fuck? And then it's just like, well, we have to get revenge, like we whatever killed him, we're good. And then yeah, like they go into the forest, and he's kind of like booby trapped the forest a little bit, and then yeah, it's like there's like, it's just like it's hunting them down.
Now hold on, you've lost me here a little bit, because I don't think Maul would booby trap a forest.
No,
well, you've gone a little bit too Predator here. I don't want to bust your Mauls.
I mean, the Predator never booby trapped the forest. The Predator just like hunted them through the forest.
I don't want to burst your balls like balls.
I got it. Yeah. Yeah, like it probably wouldn't be trust. It probably wouldn't be like too trapped. It would just be like Maul like hunts them through, and I think I'm picturing killing all of them.
I'm picturing like a Saving Private Ryan, kind of like storming the beach kind of scenario. Like you got the one guy who goes in and gets demolished, and then they know he's on the ship. And
so I guess the ship wouldn't be big enough.
No, like, I'm not saying it's big enough. I'm just saying like they're like, if it's parked down in a field or somewhere, and then they know he's on there, so they all take cover, and then it's just like, that's the game. They know he's there. He knows they're out there. He's gonna go get them.
Yeah. See, I'm not really a big fan of the like kind of like standoff type thing. I think it would be better if they're like, fuck, he killed him. All right, well now we have to get revenge. He's like, and once again, like it's kind of playing that game of like he's just like picking them off one at a time.
So he does kill them all.
Yes, he kills them all. Maul wins. Maul kills all of them.
Well, now hold on, because Bosk is in the Tridge later. Wait, when is this movie being set? Because this isn't Solo. I just realized we're not writing Solo right now. We're writing Bounty Hunters, which it can be, there's got to be a better name for that.
it can be after, like, I don't really know a timeline for it.
Well, if he's in 9, I guess could be whenever.
Yeah, it would be sometime before, especially if like, yeah, it would be sometime before like 9.
Let's say inconclusive date.
Yeah, it just, and yeah, we just like hunt down, kill all of them, and it would be like, it would just be like amazing.
That would be amazing.
And then now he has a ship, and now he's like, I can get off this planet.
He's gonna go somewhere.
Yeah, like I imagine it would just be like you know, however he got to this planet, it was like he doesn't have a way to get off the planet before these bounty hunters showed up, and now he has their ship, and now he can like, right? Or maybe like it's one of those where it's like because their ship has the thing from like the Sith, he now has the Sith location, and he's like,
well, I think he always does just because he is Force sensitive. They kind of have that communication back and forth. Where it's like it doesn't even have to be a two-way communication. But, it's just like just knows.
Yeah, but it was like he might not know like where their base is.
Well, and that's
right?
that works.
Yeah, so it'd be like he gets on like their ship, and now he's just like, all right, I'm gonna like hunt the First Order or whatever they're like.
You know what you could do?
What?
Okay, hear me out. You put this movie right in between between Han the movie Star Wars and Rogue One. So you got that 20-year gap here. There's an Obi-Wan movie that's coming out. That's got to be the showdown. Darth Maul's going to the Obi-Wan story, because I mean, what better way to have like an Obi-Wan movie? Because right now this is the plot for the Obi-Wan movie. A man in a desert looks after Luke. That's it. No one wants to see that movie. That sounds boring as hell. Yeah. I don't want to see a movie about an old dude.
But listen, it needs to be after Maul, because he's got like the metal legs.
But that takes place before Revenge.
Oh yeah,
that took place just right after Revenge.
Okay, yeah.
I'm saying this takes place after that.
Okay.
So he's got the middle legs. He's like Captain Spider legs, and he goes to Obi-Wan Kenobi, and that's the end of like Bounty Hunters. And then you've got the Obi-Wan Kenobi solo movie, which is like that's the face-off between two rivals. And maybe you set up the first half of him being like, let's dive into this. What did he do in the desert for 20 years? Like, sure, I definitely have some questions. What the fuck did he do? He apparently learned how to scream at Jawas, because I don't know if do you remember the sound that he makes in the original movie?
No,
it's like, I'm not kidding. After this, I will play it for you. It's the weirdest
After this,
sound.
I'm going to work out and go to bed.
Oh, well then, never mind. Then I'll play it in the garage. I'll play it real loud. And then yeah, you set up that, because that he'd have to be young, so you have to have them all like. You probably have to have like 5 years of him looking after Luke as like young Obi-Wan. Then Maul shows up, and that's kind of like the second to third act, and then you have like the last like 20 minutes of like, and here's what he did for the rest of the time in the desert, and it leads up to A New Hope. Luke shows up, he's like, "Oh Ben," and he's like, I'm your master, Luke," and then he's like old now, played by Alec Guinness, rest in peace, who hated Star Wars.